welcome. I'm just here to give you just a few little helpful hints on when you're doing activations or spiritual work, and when you're going through a spiritual transition or vibrational shift. Okay, so if you're doing any of the activations that are on this channel, or if you're doing any activations on any other channels even, it's really important to drink lots of water. Have a drink before you start the activation, and make sure that afterwards you drink plenty of water. You may experience a buzzing or a vibrating sensation in parts of your body after doing an activation, and that's quite normal and can go on for several days. So don't be alarmed if that happens. Often while you're doing the activation, you may feel the buzzing or the sensation of vibrating, or the area actually being activated during the process, but it can continue on after you've finished. So it's really important to drink lots of water. That helps you integrate and absorb the activation much more easily, because it's got to be absorbed into your physical body as well as your light body. So very important, drink lots of water. Make sure that you ground yourself, that you keep yourself grounded, and ground yourself each morning when you get out of bed, and keep balanced. Because if you don't ground yourself, you can be a little bit spacey sometimes. You can get a little bit distracted. So if you make sure that you ground yourself, keep yourself grounded to the earth and calm and centered. And if you feel these vibrations in your body that go on, they could go on for as long as a week. That's okay. It's nothing to worry about. Just make sure you drink plenty of water. Rest if you need to rest. You might feel actually, sometimes after these activations you can feel invigorated, and you can feel like you need to exercise more or expend more energy. If that's what you're feeling, then follow that through. Just be careful not to overdo it. But if you're feeling like you need to rest, then rest, because some things need you to rest to integrate properly into your body. So just trust in your inner knowing. But the water's a really, really big thing, because it really does help you absorb it much more readily, and it helps you flush out any burnt off or negative energy that may have been replaced by this more positive energy with the activation. So if you drink the water, it will flush through you and come out the pores, either come out the pores of your skin, or be expelled through your normal body elimination systems. So yeah, keep the water up. Follow your inner guidance. If your body's telling you rest or sleep, have some quiet time, get out in nature, then do that. If your body's telling you go for a long walk, or do some breathing or whatever, just tune in to whatever your inner guidance is telling you and follow that. Because different activations work in different ways. Some of them need you to rest for you to integrate it. Others of them will activate you straight away and revitalize you, and you'll be full of energy and wanting to expend some of that energy. So you just ask your higher self what it is your body needs after this activation. So don't be afraid if any of these things happen, but I particularly wanted to remind you about the water. It's really important. It's important even when you've done a meditation. It's really good for you to make sure you keep your water levels up in your system. But particularly when you do activations and you do processes where you're letting go of things and making space for new energy to come in, you're releasing the old so the new can come in. Very, very, very important to drink your water and also follow your inner guidance. There's a few activations on this channel, a few different ones, and even some of the processes, like getting in touch with your inner child through spiritual art, all those sort of things. You will find that if you have a nice big drink of water before you start, and make sure that you drink water at the end of it, it'll assist you in the process. What else was there that I needed to tell you? Yeah, nothing to be frightened of. The third eye activation I did today, some people are a little bit scared of opening up their third eye or their psychic ability, and that's quite a common thing when people are just starting to open up their psychic ability. When they have predictions and they come through, sometimes they can be a little bit frightening. Depends on what you've actually seen happening. And the thing to remember is that whatever it is, you're not actually responsible for it. You've been shown it because it's either of benefit to you or of benefit to somebody else. But if it's something that is a challenge for somebody or a little bit difficult, don't feel responsible for it happening. That's not what it's about. It's just about, by you being able to tell somebody something that's in store for them or something that you've seen that might be happening in the future, it's there so that they can be forewarned and forearmed. And it is the future as you can see it, but the future can be changed. So sometimes by you seeing and forewarning people, they can then take action to avert that particular thing happening. And sometimes that's the reason you're shown these things. A lot of people, when they're first opening up their psychic ability and they have prophetic dreams or visions or get a knowing of something that's going to happen, and particularly if it's to do with the passing of somebody, if you happen to be shown that or have a knowing that that's coming up, when it happens, sometimes you can feel in some way responsible for it. I had that happen to me myself when I was first developing my psychic ability, and I actually shut down my psychic ability for quite a while because I felt responsible for the things that happened. And then I later realised that I wasn't in any way responsible. Because I dreamed it didn't mean I made it happen. It was going to happen anyway, and I was just shown it so that I could be supportive for the person that had lost their loved one or whatever. And it takes a while, particularly if you're really young at the time that it's happening. It takes a while to realise that you're not responsible for it. You're showing things because they're beneficial either to yourself or to others. And that sort of information is usually, particularly the passing of somebody, is something that you wouldn't really share with others. It's something that, you might, if you saw a car accident or a plane accident or something, you might say that you saw danger around that trip, or, just have your car checked or something like that, because it's my understanding that those things aren't shown to you for you to tell others or, that they're going to expect somebody close to them to pass away or whatever. The only reason you're shown that is that maybe you can be of assistance to them if it does happen. Because sometimes too, death can be symbolic, and it can mean not a death at all. It can mean a new beginning. It can mean that that person is going to have a change of lifestyle and they're going to have a turnaround in their situation. So you really have to be careful about that. But know that if you are seeing those things happen, or you've had prophetic dreams and then somebody's passed or whatever, you're not responsible for that passing, because that's a thing that a lot of people that are just starting out on their psychic path can do. If they've predicted bad things and they happen, then they take on this sense of responsibility. But that's not what it's about. You know, you're not responsible for it. You've just been shown that it's going to happen, because there may be some way that you can assist either prior to or after the event. You may be able to warn people, well, you know, that's not really a good time to travel or whatever. But anyway, I hope that was helpful to you. Just a few little tips as you progress in your increasing your psychic ability and your spiritual growth. And I hope that was helpful to you. If it was, just give it the thumbs up, share and subscribe. And just remember, plenty of water. Always plenty of water. Really helps you integrate things. Okay, that's it for now. Love and blessings, Kath. Bye.